Hey Dreamers, this is Jack to Plays, and today we're going to continue with the Cyber Street. And I'm not sure if people are going to like this today episode, or this week episode actually. We're still going to need to work on the cables. If you have not seen the previous videos, you can check out the previous videos that I've made. But I need still to make a lot of cables to for the Cyber Street. I really need to do that. So I'm not going to skip this. I do it behind the scenes. I hope I can find my stuff back, because I've been doing some stuff in the meantime. Okay, here we have the cyber cable box. This is what we have made so far. As you can see, if you have not seen the previous videos, this is what we have made so far. And these are just like cables going into, they're like a bit rusty, and paint is halfway. I may be considering to do a little bit extra on this cable box. I was not really happy with how this turned out. So I think I'm just going to change this maybe a little bit. I don't know, maybe not, but I still need to. But I think that I still need to make something something on the side of this box to make it more unique. But I'm not going to do that maybe later in this video, but I'm not going to do that in this particular video. The last one we did was this little thing here. It's very simple with the cable going like this. And to give you a little bit of a perspective, let me search, not this search, my creation search, and then cyber, let me place a wall so you can a little bit see of what the actual thing is going to look like. Oh, I wanted to select this one. Okay, so it's going to be something like this here. Like so, maybe a little bit further. There we go. Okay, so the last thing when I was checking this, I saw that the cables were going a little bit off the whole thing. I'm not really sure if that actually accidentally happened, but I need to fix this. So I'm just going to get the cable need to switch a little bit to the more to the side, like so, and then we can say put it in the hull like so. So now the cables are a little bit more guided, against the wall. And here we're going to add, probably I'm going to, let me already group this together. I think that it's going to around here. And here we need to have the second bigger box where all the cables are going in, because we need more cables. And we're going to do the same technique. I'm very sorry if this is a little bit something you're not very interested in. I'm very sorry, but there will be, of course, more sculptures in the future of the Cyber Street. We still need a lot of stuff. We still need billboards and other props. We also need a floor. We don't have the floor yet. I realized that last time when I was doing this the sculpting, I was wait, I said that we're not having much bigger stuff left to do, only smaller props. And I just realized, but we also need some ground to walk to walk onto, so I need to do that as well. I mean, it's not a super big it's not a super big prop that we need to do, but it's still important. You still need it so characters can walk on the street. I will do that maybe in the next video. Depends on how far I will get with this particular stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do, I am going to make I'm not really sure what I'm going to make, to be honest. We need, of course, a bigger centric box where the cables are going to get in, and we're going to connect more cables to this here, so probably we need some like more things going on. Sadly in not in all in one scope, because that will be a little bit like messy, and but I'm not really sure what exactly what I'm exactly going to do. I'm just like doing a little bit like random stuff and see if I like it or not. I'm not going, of course I'm not going to do completely random, but I do have like a little bit of like what I know what I want, and yeah, so but I'm doing it like really out of my head, so that's that. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if I would keep that way, but and then here it goes. Like this, it's really hot inside my house right now. Like it feels like 100 degrees inside my living room. It's insane. Oh, oops. I'm not really sure, like, come on. The thing is, like, with designing stuff, like, I'm sometimes like, I don't always know exactly what I'm going to do, but I think that's like the beauty of like designing sculptures. I can't grab it. I cannot grab it. And of course I have some things that I have as reference that I'm looking at and see a little bit of like, okay, maybe I can like influence a little bit of like that particular design, but I also go a little bit of like my own vision of the design itself. Now I can already like, you can already tell that we might need to move the cables again a little bit further away, although this is sticking out a little bit too much. Let me fix that like so. This is going fine, to be honest. And then we need to have the main print over here, and I think like because like it's cyberpunk street, and because like it's something that like I have like references of like what exactly I want from how the cyber street is going to look, and it really needs to feel like it's something like industrial and like futuristic and stuff like that. So I kind of want to, or I try to recreate that feeling. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so we probably need to let me tweak this a little bit further. I think that this can go a little bit like down. Oh, this one can stay here. That's fine. And but designing stuff like this is always like, designing stuff this way is for me so satisfying to do. Okay. And then of course need to paint, but I'm also going to like alter its design again. So a little bit like cut the corners. Like so. So they're not completely round. And actually I think I can still go a little bit smaller in this. Stretching a little bit too far out, in my opinion. Like so. Should be fine. And this one needs to go a little bit more in the center. There we go. That should be it. And the only thing that we need to do is that we need to let the cables guide in the box. So I'm going to get on this cable again and move it slightly a little bit off. And now we have some room to guide it into the box here. I think that this is fine. And now we can move it back in. Like so. No, I cannot do it from that point because like we need to stick with this position here. But can I flip it? I should have maybe have done this a little bit like before, to be honest. Also, this cable is now going inside the wall, which is also not really great. Like so, I guess. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. A little bit tricky though. Should have maybe have done this earlier to be like, or like do that like beforehand. Okay, wait. Okay. So now they are still in the hole. Yeah, I will go for this. This is totally fine. Okay, so now we can group that already with this one here. Okay, so now this is one group. There you go. That's what I want. So this is now belonging to each other. And we can paint. So we're going for the remade color. Click on the service snap. Remade color. Subblend a little bit. Well done. This was the this was the video. No. Of course not. We need to paint more, just like how we did with everything else. I'm going to make this a little bit more rustier than everything else because it's a bigger plate, basically. That's like it's. I also need to have some screws going in. So let's do that before we're forgetting this. I need this one here. We need some screws. To go inside. It's a little bit smaller. Do, 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 do. I'm not really sure if it's going to be too small. Yeah, I was afraid of that. Okay. Oh. I don't know. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, what is our graphics right now? 8%. Oh, that's because of the wall. Okay, still 3%. Okay, that's totally good. Let me see if we can increase this box a little bit further without damaging too much. Okay, that's 9%. Was a little bit too much. Okay. A little bit higher detail. But still enough to... Okay. So I'm going to clone this. Shouldn't have like made the hole inside if you already have like... You're not going to see the hole anyway. There we go. And then we need up. And now we need to first I'm going to place them like normal. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them a little bit around. So not every screw is stopping in the same position. So we're going to use the precise. So this one is like a little bit like clockwise. That one can stay like that. I don't mind. One goes maybe like so. That one can stay. I think we are fine. It's really hard to see because like it's not very because like it's so small. And like because like the sculpture is losing a little bit of like detail quality, so the flecks basically are a little bit scattered like this. The only solution to get it done is to get higher quality, but that will increase the graphics thermo. I can do it. I mean, like it's going to be a static scene anyway. And to be honest, you're not going to even tell from that far. So I'm probably going to not do that. Okay, so now we need to make a few holes in here where the gable goes in. And I'm going to do this manually. And because like the cables are not really like in the same place or the same position, I think that's like totally fine. It makes it more like not symmetric at all. Oh, actually, I forgot I was still in mirror mode. Yeah, let's do that again. And turn off the mirror mode. This one here. Clone this. But it feels more like this is like someone made this really quickly and not really paid much attention to the to where the cables need to go in. Feels more like authentic to me. Okay, so now we need to paint this. That's what we're going to do. We're doing it as always, the same technique as what I have always been doing so far. Let's go into painting and then the wedge. And then we're going to I think I'm going to make this a little bit more dirtier than the rest. So we're going to put a hole inside. Not subblend. Opacity is going to be halfway. And then we're going to make this smaller. Scratch this one out. And now all we need to do is paint a little bit too on the sides. Like, so that it looks like it's been there for a while. We're going to paint the edges at first. And then we're going to add, like, it's basically like if you're painting stuff like this, like layer on layer, which makes the sculpt more alive, like this. Because now you actually feel that there is some rust happening, and because my cyber street is not going to look clean. I mean, it's going to like clean as possible, but it still needs to look dirty. We go like, it's cyber street, it's cyber. So it's pretty weird if like it looks like super clean. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, here it's going to drip out a little bit down. So it's the corners. Move up a little bit here. Like so. And of course, we're going to need a second or like a third layer on this. To basically to color blend the whole thing. I should have maybe, yeah, I should have maybe done this in mirror mode, but it's totally fine. I don't mind for the extra work. But I could have done this maybe a little bit easier in mirror moding. Although it is a small object and you're probably going to see until this particular object that it's been mirror mode sculpt. So, or paint, I mean. So maybe it's a good thing that I did not do that. In this particular case, let me do this so we're not hitting the cables. And like I said, this is always like the most fun thing to do. I really like painting. I'm not the best at painting, but it's really like the most enjoyable thing to do for me. Because like it gets so, yeah, your sculpt is going to give some life to it. Like you can sculpt, but the painting makes the sculpture more unique. I think like a little bit like rust around the screws. Because that's where moist is going to get first. All right. Now we need the top one. So we're going to do the edges on the side a little bit. But yeah, this is definitely like a very fun thing to do. I hope you don't mind for cable management in this video. I know it's like maybe the not most exciting scope to watch, but once this is finished, we can go. I think that the next we can maybe do the ground. We're having a little of like a different approach than only focusing on the cables right now. So that's not going to be boring for a few weeks. But I think I'm going to do the next video. We're going to do maybe the street itself, like the floor. And then we also need to consider to make like billboards. And I think that's going to be one of the last sculpts for this whole series. And then we're going to like combine all the pieces together in one scene. And we're going to do some animations and stuff like that. I really need to see like how much props. We still need a lot of props still, but I still need to see like how much do I need in total to make this scene really unique. And all right, what is the damage? 9% still. Great. So now we're going to do a third layer, and I'm going to use a swear for this. Could have done that in the beginning maybe already, but I kind of like it to do it now instead of later, or instead of earlier. Only thing what we're going to do is we make the opacity as low as possible, and subblend is going to be high again. And now all we need to do is tap softly on the surface, so the color is going to blend in. I'm doing that here as well. And maybe considering to make it extra dirty. And what that means is that we're going to maybe have some like things are scratched out. So we're going to add another layer, and I'm going to use the wedge technique again for that. Stretch it out, make a hole inside. Make it as small as possible. The opacity a little bit more up. No subblend. And the color is going to be, let's say gray, or maybe a little bit lighter gray. Let's see how that is going to look. So this is like a little bit more scratched out of the whole thing here. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this, but there's one way to find out. But I kind of like that this gets a little bit more worn out, basically, in the like, because it's such a big surface that's been out there for maybe some decades. And at least I want to get the feeling that that's actually how it looks. And I probably need another layer for this, so I'm not going to let it stay like this color per se. A little bit like scratched here, and like basically like the painting is like going off. That's basically what happens. Because that, like, the painting has been fallen off. That's what I'm trying to recreate. And the only way to do that is to do layer by layer. Probably going to do it a little bit, overdo it now, but I think this is a little bit too much. Yeah, this is definitely too much. Like, if you're doing something yourself like this, don't exaggerate. But I was definitely going a little bit too much on this. That's not good. Need to be a little bit more subtle and in the scratches. Like I said, I don't want to like make it look like it's been like obvious, like being made like that. It needs to feel natural to me too. Okay, another layer. And another layer, we're going to put a little bit more red to it. And I'm just going to use dark red. Opacity, we're going to do it as low as possible. And now we're just going to paint over that white sparks, the white spots that we did earlier. It's not going to look like red, but it's because like it's already so dark. But it gives a little bit more of a variation in the color. And it really feels like it's been out there for a while. And we're doing that on all the parts where I just did the scratching. I try not to do too much because you'll know the longer you paint, the more graphics is going to rise on the sculpture. I like to have a little bit more rust. All right, so this one's a little bit worn out. Now we only I need to check my settings. Oh, I think that this box I think it's a little bit too boring. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to design it a little bit further. Let's not use service now for this. I'm going to design it like how I have it a little bit of like the rest. So it feels more. Should have done it in the beginning, but because now it makes sense that like it fits in this design and it fits in that design. So that's why I'm doing that. The only thing what we need to do is paint again. But now it's like it's a little bit more unique looking instead of like a square block. We could also like do the edges a little bit better, so blending. Let's not do that free. Let's do that just with and actually sculpt. Okay, the only thing what I need to do is have the edges a little bit more rounder. I kind of like that. And let's do the side as well. I know you're probably going to say, Jacta, why didn't you do this before you were going to paint? And I'm probably going to answer, I have no idea. I have no idea why I did not do this beforehand. Because sometimes I get suddenly an idea and then I already have done something. So this happens quite often with me. And then I'm like, oh, I should have done this. Or, oh, I should have maybe done it that way. So that's why things like this happen. And I'm terribly sorry. So alert for you. If this is something happening, or make sure that your design is done and then do the painting. But if you're more like me, it sometimes happens that you're doing painting and then still changing its design. I think I like this a little bit more. It feels more like it fits with the rest of the sculptures. And it doesn't feel like it's so rectangle. But the thing is, we need to paint again. Because now we changed and altered the design. So I'm going to need the paint. And opacity halfway. Like so. but it's not like it's not that we need to do much. Let me also snap this. It's only a little bit that we need to tweak still. But yeah, sometimes like stuff like this happens, like when you are designing something and you're going to paint over it, and like, but I think that's the beauty of Dreams. I think it's nice when, like, when you make a mistake or you see that you sometimes can add a little bit more to the sculpture, and you can pretty do that easily with Dreams. We don't need to retexture. Well, we do need to retexture, but all right. I think that's what's the damage still at 9%. Although this is not 9%. The wall is pretty much with the door. It's quite a lot. So if we remove this, we'll probably end up with 3% again. So that's not like it's in super high quality. I think I'm satisfied with this. I'm not really sure if we need to have this more blend in as well. Or maybe I'm going to stay like that. I think I'm going to stay like this. All right. So that's been done. And now we need to add more cables. I'm not really sure if I can maybe now reuse some stuff. Let's see how this is going to look. Let me think. Is there a possibility that we can reuse this? Oh, wait, what? I thought I was already... Huh? Okay, that was odd. Okay, I really thought I already put... Wait a minute. Did I make a minute? What happened? What happened? Did I do something? Oh, wait a minute. That wall is not... I see what happened. It was not on grid. I mean, like, it was on grid, but like it was a little bit crooked. That was happening. Okay, this should be... Oh, I'm so stupid. Okay, this one looks fine now. But now we can see that this is not... Okay, so the wall was not placed correctly. That makes total sense. So now we need to put this back where it's belonging. Like there. And we need to tweak the cables again. I don't know exactly why that happened, but it's easy fix. And it's fixed. There you go. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what happened here, but let's group this together as well because it's all one group. Okay. I am thinking to, because like I really want to reuse, some stuff here now. So I think I'm going to add, are we going to have a billboard here? Let me think. Because like, I don't always want to reinvent the wheel, but actually like reusing some of its, but I only need to see if it makes sense, you know, to do it. No. Oh, I don't really know. Need to be careful for what I am. Okay. I think I'm just going to do like some smaller stuff and maybe going to make, yeah, let me do that first. So I know exactly where all the boxes are going. So this is going to be a thing that's going to be on the side. And this is where everything, the remaining cables are going to get in. And it's basically an extension to the wall itself. Like so. But something like this. Okay. So what I mean is that these things are like maybe connected like this. So here's where all the cables, like the remaining cables basically are going to get in. Like we're going to need more cables, but that's all going to get inside the extending wall here. I'm going to design this. That's like it's basically extending to the whole place. I'm not really sure like how big. Maybe I'm going to use this as also a billboard holder. Okay, let me check where my mirror mode is. Okay, it's not here. That's great. Oh, it's over there. That was my mistake. Because I kind of want to have a mirror mode for this. That's not really in the center, isn't it? Okay, are we now in the center? Seems that way. Nice. Okay. So like I said, this is where the remaining cables are going to get in. And I think I'm also going to use this as a billboard holder. Like for LED lights and stuff like that. Like neon lights. Wait a minute. We also have, of course, the this one here. Looks like it's need to yeah. So this one needs to go till the end of that one. Like so. And now we can design this thing here. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it double side. I don't think so, because like we're not going to see it anyway. Okay. Let's design this. And by designing, I mean just like cutting a few of the edges And that's basically about it. We fix this. Oop. Maybe we can. Okay. See what else we can do. I'm just like doing a little bit like things out of my head and see how it's going to. Yeah, like designing things, you always want to make sure that like it fits with the rest of your sculpts, right? Like it needs to make like it needs to fit into the rest of its design. Like it's really weird. Like if you have like something very futuristic and like something non-futuristic, that's like super weird. I mean, like you can do it, of course, but at least it looks like it's that it makes sense. I'm not really sure if this is going to make sense, to be honest. Sometimes you end up with. I'm just trying a few things out and see what works. I think that this could work. I can see that this is working. Sure, why not? And then remove. Let me. I think it's fine. I don't know. This is like sometimes no clue what I'm doing. Is it me or is this not in the center? Now it is in the center. Or is it? Are my eyes deceiving me? No, this is in the center. No. It really looks like it's off center, but it's not. Okay, I think I will go for this. It's simple design, but it's good enough for me. So let's paint. And this is going to be a little bit darker. So let me do first the base color. But this one is not going to stay in this color. This one goes like very dark. So we're going to use this and then opacity low as possible, but then we remove this now. And I also don't need mirror for that. And grid. Oh no, also not, and only server snap. So I'm just going to make this darker, a lot darker. Okay. And oh right, that's what we need to do still before I'm forgetting that. the settings, which is 50% and 15%. There we go. So now it's the same. And this one is a little bit like different material, so we're not going to keep that same. Now we're going to need the wedge technique again. Opacity a little bit higher. Hole inside. Going to stretch this out. Make it smaller. And we're going to paint over it. I probably need to like do a few layers on this one particular. Also I need to make it darker still. I think I'm almost going to make it black looking sidebar thing. Like I don't want to like end up in the same color range as everything else. Maybe we can do lower the color saturation. And also probably this is still a little bit too high quality. There you go. Now we are back at 3%. If we remove this one here. Oh, 4%. Also fine. Don't think we can lower any more than that. 4%. No, it's totally fine. Let me see. Also, the light bouncing. I think I'm going to say that this is 80% and metal 25. Because like it's different material than the rest that we did so far. I'm going to make some scratches. I'm going to use some gray. And to be honest, we're going to lower the opacity a little bit more. Because I don't want to like overdo it. Okay, that's like maybe too much. So then we're going to make it like it's have seen the day. But I think I'm going to extend this in the next video with maybe we can do already a billboard or something, or the street. I don't know yet. The floor, maybe going to do the floor first because I kind of want to save the billboards for the last a little bit, like into the end. And once that is done, we can set up the scene. And hopefully that's going to look pretty cool. Okay, another layer. We're going to use some dark red for this one. And layer it on top of what we have done so far. That's going to slowly but surely. I think what I'm also going to do is something else with this one here. We need a donut for that. I'm going to make the donut very small. And then I'm going to add gray tint. Let me spin it around. Can maybe make it a little bit bigger. I'm not sure if it's actually picking up. But it should be. Like so. I really feel it's not really like doing much. Let me add more opacity to it. And now I see a little bit more of what that it's doing something. Okay. Doing the sides. And also the sides we're going to do. I can do this in mirror by the way. This is a very good one to do it in mirror. Okay, let's do the wedge technique again. And the reason why I'm doing this in mirror mode, because like the other one, we cannot see both sides at the same time. So you're not going to notice it that it's been mirror moded with the painting. So that's why I'm doing it like this. And it speeds up my own progress as well. So win-win for everybody. All right, I think that's it. I think that's pretty much it. I could maybe decide to alter its design later on if I'm not really happy with the outcome of the design. I might doing that. But that's something that I need to decide for myself. But for now, we are done. And this is pretty much it. So, yeah. And we are like an hour in again. So I'm just going to say for now, thank you so much for watching. And I know there's a lot of cables in these videos right now, but don't worry, we'll also come to the group part again with some neo lighting and billboards, and we're going to make the floor. I think I'm going to do that in the next video. And leave the cables a little bit alone for now. Maybe we'll add more cables later on in the video, because I can understand that this is like maybe not the most fun thing to watch, because like it's basically the same stuff what we have done in the previous video. So I'm probably going to switch something new for the next video, and that's probably going to be maybe the floor. We're going to make like a high-tech floor, and maybe after that we're going to make a like billboards and some other props that's going to be in the scene, and then maybe somewhere doing extra cable working if we have like extra time in between all that. So thank you so much for now for watching this. I hope so that you enjoyed to watch this with me, and hopefully learn something yourself if you are like maybe get some inspiration of what I'm doing. And I really hope that's like what I do. That's why I make these type of videos, to hopefully to inspire you a little bit, or get some like inspiration of what I'm doing, and maybe make something yourself out of that, and make something completely new. And so yeah, see you next week. As for now, I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye, and as always, don't forget to dream, everybody. Bye bye.